everyone, welcome back to my DIY upholstery project. Today I am going to finish the chair. Are you okay? I have a choking dog. I have a little change of plan and color. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Hold on, let me grab it. So, as I was doing the GIMP the other day, which is the dark green here, I felt that this was a little bit too dark. So, and you know, that's removable, and even if I can't really pull it, I can always, hi baby, I can always put, all right, let's not do that. I can always put another one over it, don't really matter. I got a different color one. I got a one that's called moss green. This is green, regular green. So if I do a moss green, let me show you, it kind of blends in a little bit more and disappears. And I like that much better because I want the focus to be on the fabric and not on the GIMP. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll redo this one last. So what I'm going to do today is the arms and this part here. Some of you mentioned that it would be probably okay to leave the back of the chair alone, because the back of the chair is not damaged at all. And it actually kind of goes together, so why not? Otherwise, I have silk. Oh, no. Oh, you're something else. Otherwise, I have a silk di peony that's almost the same grain than this, that I could put over here, but I think I'm just gonna leave it alone. Yeah, it's not a bother, and it has the button in the back, so why not? I'm gonna leave it alone. So let's do that. We're gonna do the arms and then that part. But before, I want to talk about something that I received a lot of comments about as to why am I not removing the cushion? Why am I not just lifting the cushion? So maybe when I do the other chair, I don't feel like removing the bottom on this one, okay? But maybe when I do the other chair, I'll remove the bottom, even though I don't want to do it. All right, so there's two types of chairs. These chairs are just regular padding, all right? They put a big foam pad, and then, hi my baby, hello. And then they put, they put layers of batting on, and then they put the cover, all right? And then they insert it into the frame. And then you have cushions that are integrated into the wood frame. Usually those are armchairs. This is an armchair. And they also happen to have springs. This is the case. This is a cushion that happens to have springs in it. So it's part of the frame. It's a wooden frame with straps underneath that has springs, and then over the springs they put the pad, and then they put more pads, and those pads are stapled into the frame, and then they staple the fabric over it. And I know that because when I started removing the fabric from the original upholstery, I could see that all of the fabric, the original one, and I could see that all of the original batting was actually stapled into the wood. It was not something that was placed inside. So if I look at my other chairs, let me pull one out. If you remember, these are the chairs that I did in one of my, oh, here's Mayday. This is one of the chairs that I did in my Getting Things Done. These are covers that I put on, but these are actual pads that you can remove. And I'm going to remove the red thing. Okay, so these I actually covered myself, and those are just regular pads, but there's no springs in it. They're not attached to the frame, so they're usually screwed in, and you can unscrew them and easily replace the fabric. But those are integrated into the armchair, so they really need to be and you know, I mean, that's the way the manufacturer did it, and they are, and it's not a dig at lower quality furniture or anything like that. It's just the way it's manufactured. It's, you know, an armchair, I guess, is built differently. It has springs in the frame. You just can't remove it. It's built in, and that's really how they did it. They didn't move the seat, do the fabric, and then place the seat back in and screw it in. They actually have the seat integrated into the frame, and then they put the fabric and then stapled it. That's how it was done. So I followed what they did. That's the reason why I didn't remove the cushion, because I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, the seat doesn't come off. That's why I didn't do it. But I'm willing at the end, when I do the other one, to see. I'll remove the black fabric. I don't really want to do it, but I'll remove it just to be sure. And if I stand corrected and I'm wrong, then I'll look like dumb, like a pile of rocks, and I'll be okay with it. But again, I'm pretty sure I'm correct. So the springs in here. Anyway, let's do this. Can you imagine if I'm wrong? It wouldn't be the first time. Okay, I have scraps. I'm trying to be very economical on the fabric because I don't have a lot. I think I overused the fabric earlier for this one. I had too much on the side, too much in the front. I got to be a little bit more economical. So for these, I'm going to use like scraps, but I got to be, yeah. All right, and then I got to figure out if I want a white strap on top, a white stripe on top, or a green stripe. And I think I'm going to do a green stripe because it's going to look dirty. Too fast if I do a white stripe, though it probably would look better. Let's look at it from above, and I'll have to make a decision, but they have to look the same. So yeah, white is probably better. All right, let's look at it. Here's my arm. I can do either a green stripe on top or a white stripe on top. Green stripe, white stripe. We're going to be divided on that one too, you know that, right? Half of you are going to say green stripe, and half of you are going to say white stripe. Ay, ay, ay. So if I do the green stripe on top, then I'll have the gimp like this. If I do the white stripe on top, I'll have the gimp like this. I think I'm gonna have to do the white stripe on top. think doing the arms is probably the hardest part of the chair. I don't know why I'm feeling not too confident. Not too confident with this. Okay, so let's see if I can put one right here. Alright, let me make it taut. Alright, really stretch it and see if I can put one over here. And go in. How about this one? Nope. Yeah, I mean, I got the wrong stapler. I know that. Okay, I'm in. And listen, I'll say it again. What's the worst that could happen? Right? It looks like a DIY job. That's the worst that could happen. All right, let's put one right here. No, it's too low. It's still too low. Okay, I don't know. All right, let me cut around. We'll see what happens. So, if I bring my camp, does it cover? It does. Look at that. Yep. It does cover. All right. Phew. Okay. So, oh, my back. Can you hear the springs? Okay. This was more difficult than the seat. I think because it's smaller, but it was more difficult than the seat. The stripe is straight. At least give me that. The stripe is straight. Once you get the glue on, the hot glue, it holds the fabric. Okay, so it holds the fabric. The staplers are in. I've noticed that those little, because I'm learning at the same time, right, how to do it. That piping, which I know is not difficult to do, but because I used a striped fabric, I'm not going to try to figure out how to, I mean, I know how to do it. I could do one, I don't know how to do the double, to be honest. I would be able to do it with a plain fabric. With the stripe, I don't know if I could do it where I stay within the stripe. I'm afraid I probably would get some of the pattern, or I would have to do it across the stripe, so that way it wouldn't matter. I would have the stripe pattern on the cord. But I've noticed that what they did is that they have it as a double piping. But when you compare, they both half inch. They're the same size. So I'm not losing by using the GIMP. But what I've noticed is that the cord, not only did they glue it, but they also use those little nails. So they put those nails all around that are sticking out. And so they glue and then they apply this on, and it's also held by nails. It's fascinating. I know I'm a big geek and a nerd, okay? I get excited about stuff like that. Oh, what do you want me to tell you, okay? I'm like, oh, is that how they do it? Yeah, literally, that's how they do it. They use those little nails, and they have little tiny heads. Like, it's minuscule. They put them in all along, and they glue the stuff, and they push those in, and it kind of holds them. I guess it stops them from shifting. It's a fascinating process. I'm gonna do the other one. When I come back, we'll do the glue, because I like to do things step by step. I'll do the 2 arms, I'll finish the arms, and then we'll do the back. I know it doesn't make sense. I probably should just do the back and then glue everything, but I compartmentalize things. I know. It's how my brain works. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm supposed to start in the back right here. That's where they started, right? Because you don't want the seam to be visible. Oh, my back hurts. I'm telling you, this was the hardest. The hardest, bar none. So that's the first one. Turn the chair. Maybe I'll move. Oh, piece of thread here I need to remove. I think it looks alright. You see, I have to fix this here. Alright, let me do this one. That's the other one I did off camera. Yeah, I like the fact that I did the white and not the green on top. And I like this color better. I don't know if it shows on camera. Should have done my white balance. It's looking a little yellow, but yeah. mean, it's covered. Hey, listen, I'm not a pro, okay? I think it looks good. I think it looks good. All right. Okay, I'm moving on. Let me do the other one. And then there were two. Okay, so I'm moving on to the back. So what I did here for the back is put it on two pillows, because otherwise, you know, it's curved. I don't want to damage it. I'm going to start by removing this. Alright, and they started that GIMP thing right here at the corner. Alright, not at the bottom, but here. So I gotta remember that. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is try to match the white stripe here with a white stripe that continues this way. This is an old curtain that I had. I need to cut this. Oh boy. Yeah. Did I get it? Yes. Right. problem is that I don't want to, I gotta be careful in how I pull it, because I don't want to distort it, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, I am back. Now remember, it started not here, but somewhere around here. So start you right here. So here we go. Here's the chair, and I think I did pretty good. Again, B+. This is not as taut as I would have wanted, but is actually harder than I thought it would be. I have a hard time with this part here, and I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this, but I manage, and it looks pretty good. It looks almost brand new, so I did keep. It's the following day, by the way, because that way I have better light. I did keep the back. Those of you who mentioned that I should, it was a good idea. I think it looks pretty good. The colors match, and I do like this color gimp. I think that it looks much better. And notice that I did change the gimp at the bottom as well, and I did a better job with making it a little bit more square, so it's not falling into the folds. See that? So yeah, I mean, I have some pucker and stuff, but hey, who cares, right? I think it's looking good. I like it. So now I'm going to embarrass myself. We're gonna go and find out whether or not I wasted my time and those seats are removable or not. Again, I don't think they are, but I said I was gonna try and find out. So let me take the other chair, remove a portion, not all of it, a portion of the black fabric that's underneath, so we can investigate. All right, let me do that. Well, I didn't expect that at all. I took the chair, that's the other chair, and I flipped it upside down, and lo and behold, the black fabric had been removed already, and here you go. Okay, you can't remove the seat. You can't remove the seat because this is all on springs. Okay, it's all part of the frame. So that's Reupholstering. And that's interesting because I had never realized that when we picked up those chairs from the street, when we found them, that this had been removed. I never realized that. The other one still has the black fabric, and I think you saw that in the first video, that the fabric was still there. I never realized that this was removed. Or maybe I did, and that maybe, because we've had the chairs for about 6 years, I think, 5 or 6 years. And maybe in the back of my head, I kind of knew that this was not the kind of chairs that where you could remove the top. But it looks to me like maybe at some point they wanted to reupholster them. So they removed the fabric and they went like, oh, that's not the kind of chairs where we can do that. And they gave up, and that's why they threw them out. Maybe that's why. But bottom line is, when you buy chairs like this that have, there are accent chairs. If you remember my conversation that I had with you at the very beginning, don't buy accent chairs that are silk and use them all the time, because that silk will not last. It will rip. It absolutely will rip. It will just get all sorts of damage. It will fade and then it will fray. And then don't buy a chair that has a button in the middle or a tuft, unless, you know, maybe like leather, if it's like a really tight, nice tuft chair, perhaps. But even that, I wouldn't do it. This is actually interesting how they did it. Yeah, those are really good quality chairs. Oh, it looks like there's another label here. I can't read it. I don't know what it says. Anyway, all right, well, so now you know. So there's two types of chairs, the pads you can remove and the pads that you can't. This is a pad that you cannot remove. This is Reupholstering. So that's the reason why I didn't remove the pad, and I had to do it that way. So when you have to do it that way, you got to cut the fabric and remove all the staples, and then you have to staple it, and obviously you have to use a gimp or cord around it to hide the staple. That's kind of a dead giveaway usually when there's a gimp or a cord around the edges of the fabric, is to hide staples. That's one of the reasons why they do that. So let me put that back up and then I'll say goodbye. So I like what I did. I like the fabric. If you remember, this was curtains that I had in this dining room and living room very early on, probably at my very beginning YouTube career 13 years ago. And then I removed them. One of the issues that I had with this fabric is that it was, if you remember, it always had this kind of wavy pattern. I was never able to flatten it because it was meant to be stretched like this for upholstery. And for the life of me, I can't remember what I did with the curtains. And I have a feeling that I've impulsively tossed them. Unless they are in a container underneath the stairs in the basement. I doubt it. I think one of you probably remembers better than I do. I think I may have decluttered all the curtains, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 curtains that I had for this floor. I think I let go of them and I regret it. Because if I still had that fabric, I would do all the chairs with it. But I have the peony silk in this grain, and now I may do all of the top of the chairs with that peony silk. That would be nice, and those would be accents. Seriously, I cannot remember if I let go of those curtains or not. I have enough to do the other chair. So yeah, I think I did an okay job. I did a better job with the seat than I did with the back. I'm a little disappointed with this part here, but you know what? It's my first time. It's okay. It's not great. I'm not gonna beat myself over it. I still think it's a B+ job, and it's much better than what I had before. I did also, it's not this one, I did also glued the part that was coming up down. So that chair is ready to go. At the bottom they have, I think you saw it on the other chair, they have like silicone pads, which I'm not fans of. I'm going to remove the silicone pads and put felt pads instead. They're not scratching the floor, but I don't like the noise that they make. So yeah. So that was a good project, and one that I've had on my list forever. Forever. So you comment down below, you tell me how I did for the first time. I hope I gave you an idea of what it takes to reupholster. It was not, you know, super hard. I think it's gonna be much easier to do the second one. I have an idea of how I can do a better job for the second one. I think I'm gonna start with this and make it, how to make it tighter here. It's probably a matter of making sure that I do this part first and then really tighten it as I go. I think that's the issue. I kind of did the sides when in fact I should have done this part first. You see what I mean? Like I really wasn't, I did side, I went around when in fact I should have gone top to bottom. I think that's what it is, which is what I did here. I did top to bottom. But yeah, and I like this color. So thumbs up. I'm rambling, I know. Thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe right here in the corner. Comment down below, tell me how I did, how would you rate this, do you like the fabric, the new GIMP color, and if you plan on doing one of those, did I encourage you to go ahead and try one of those projects with one of your chairs? And that would be it. Find me on Facebook and Instagram at mygreatchallenge, and patreon.com/mygreatchallenge if you want to know more about me, my family, totally different type of content that's subscription based. We're on year 3, and that would be it. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.